Hello and welcome to day 6 of the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships. Today we have WA and Victoria in the prelim semi-final. My name is Stephen Kerr and joining me in commentary is the fabulous Heath Brown.
G'day, Steve. Thanks for having me. Will be a sensational game. Obviously, I'm hoping that it's going to be a brutal match of physicality and both teams are too exhausted for a grand final. But
Yep.
If this morning's anything to go by, we're in for a real treat.
Heath's also one of the coaches of the New South Wales Open men's side, so full disclosure there. That's probably why. What's some of the key matchups you see on the court today?
Yeah, look, I think when you look at the ends for Western Australia, extremely strong in Matty Brown from our era, joined by whether it's Tarua or Gilbard out the front of him, they are hard to stop. Certainly with height in that circle, that'll be something which Victoria, who are one of the strongest defensive lineups in the Open comp, will be great to watch. I think it'll be played out in the air. Yeah,
for me, Lee Toro has been one of the standout defenders of the tournament. He's been exciting to watch. In the Queensland game, he actually went down and played goal attack for a bit as well and wasn't too shabby down there. So frightening prospect for Victoria to take on here. It's going to be an interesting game. I'm really looking forward to see how this pans out. WA have yet to go past this round in the tournament for a very, very long time. So a lot on their shoulders to really push their club forward into a new era of netball. Victoria have a lot to play for, don't they, with Christina Popolo's last game, I believe.
It is, and I know, there's a lot going against them in the last few rounds with a lot of injuries, but there are no excuses side. I know Coach Puopolo very well, as you do, and there'll be no excuses for this team not to deliver this result for Victoria today. Yeah,
master coach for Victoria over the years, been a formidable team to play against Victoria. I did run briefly into Eli just before the game and I saw the biggest black eye I've ever seen on a netball player. Give any person in rugby league a run for their money. So can't see him taking the court with one eye today.
No, not at all. And I think we were even more surprised that it wasn't your elbow that inflicted.
I did, everybody. It wasn't me. It wasn't even a Queenslander. He pointed fingers at WA, just so you know. It's not us. All right, game's underway. We'd like to do the lineups.
Yeah, so if our list is right, which it looks like it is, Western Australia starting Shooter Brown, goal attack Gilbard, Western Australia, wing attack Hurd, centre McPherson, wing defence Burton, Cools at goal defence and Lee Tarua at goalkeeper. I'll let the Victorians announce themselves because we're underway, but it's goal shooter Chisholm, goal attack Allen, wing attack Keane, centre Richardson, wing defence Noonan, Hedricks and punching up back.
Victoria's starting with two talls in the attack end. Have you seen that one play?
Yeah, we've seen it a few times through this tournament, and Allen's probably been one of those impressive talls who, when you get him moving, he actually has the mobility of a small. So
WA gets hands in there, gets the first turnover. They're quick down court, great transition. Victoria swarms them all over the one side of the court there. Outlet. WA also have the two big talls down the other end, don't we? So we don't have that traditional structure of that small, fast goal attack at the front for both ends. Yeah. It's been interesting how they make use of it.
I think Victoria are very used to Brodie Roberts up front. Obviously, that injury to him, so they'll be used to this structure, though. They've had a couple of games now to settle it.
And Chizzy's back after a very long time off the court. Gets the first goal for Victoria.
So steady going for Vicks. West Australia looking to respond.
Very steady in their attack end. I thought in their game against New South Wales the other day, I thought they were very rushed down the court, but they've looked to settle. They've looked to set A, which is exciting. Let's see what they can do. Guy Keane, ever reliable at the wing attack position. Must be sending shivers through the defenders.
So great pick-up by Cools there. Anything in the air, we know the West Australians will hunt.
It's one of my passes. Afraid to have the call.
McPherson, he's had a sensational tournament, but even he couldn't pull that one in.
Agreed. I thought he's been very reliable in that centre court passage. He hasn't thrown too much away. Always giving an option for the WA. Oh, again, Lee Tarua nearly made that something out of nothing.
So AMMNA converts. Victoria now 2-0 up.
2-0. It's been a bit of a scrappy start, but Victoria seem to have been able to score. Classic Victorian trait, always can find a way.
Yeah, I think they're dangerous when their mid-quarters can hit circle with two big targets in there. It's very difficult to stop them. So West Australia will be keen to get some transverse to top of circle pressure on.
It's going to take nerve from Victoria, from WA. They've got the goods. They've got to back themselves and believe in themselves. If they can do that today, they'll win. Very experienced Victorian side, very quick in that transition. 2 passes down the court.
Beautiful transition.
Victoria out to a great start.
I think I saw a double fist pump from Coach Puopolo there. Loved the play.
Very, very poker-faced usually, isn't she? But it might be because a bit of emotion because it's her last time here at the event.
She's had a few fist-pumping moments, a few against us, which was difficult to see.
It's a penalty pass inside the circle. They step it in. It's very difficult for the defender to do anything about that.
So Chisholm on the mark early.
It's 5-0. Western Australia need to score now and settle. Great first ball contest. Actually, over the games I've seen this week, Victoria have great first ball contests, probably one of the best in their league.
When you look at the defenders they've got access to, I mean, an Aussie defender in Malmo has to sit out on the bench. I'm sure he'll rotate on very shortly, but in Hedricks and Punchin, they really don't have a weak spot.
Needs to drop. Ricochets off the back of the post. They need a steady. Jerome will take it under the post. He'll probably make good of this. That's their first one. So it's 5 plays, 1. But it's a Victorian centre pass. They're looking up and about, aren't they, Victoria?
They do. We know a Victorian side. There's Tarua there, our favourite defender of the tournament. He's, as you said in the opening, a sensational tournament.
Guy didn't have a lot of options coming forward from there. He had to try and make something out of nothing. But Turuli was all over it. Lee Turuli was all over it. Play stopped.
So Cools heads to the, not Cools, sorry. We have Burton limping off gingerly, forcing a centre court reshuffle.
Great drive by Guy. Razzle dazzle to start with. Victoria looking confident, aren't they?
They are. I think they've worked this front 2 talls combo in now, so expect them to be difficult to stop.
WA's approached the circle now, looking a little bit more laboured than Victoria, but they get there. Jerome's trying to create something out of nothing. Draws the contact. Usually send a bit of a long outlet pass to the goal shooter under the post, but they're paying respect to the Victorian defenders here, aren't they? They're not letting those long balls in.
Yeah, I think the instruction will be hit circle and try and get safe ball in. But as you say, that's got to not come at the expense of hesitation and when the ball's there, breaking open the Victorian defence.
Needs a bit of variety, doesn't it? Guy Keane sprints it cross court, opens it up the far channel.
So Richardson wants to get it moving under the post. Alum,
great ball.
He's proving elusive for West Australia at the moment.
Great ball.
Alum under the post.
Yes, found some space there. WA looking at what's in front of them, not sticking on their player. And really rotting the defence down here. Victoria not giving them an inch. Really making sure they know they're in the game. WA needs to absorb this, settle, and find some easy passages to post.
I think the thing that'll give them confidence is they know they've got huge scoring power in the 2 talls in Gilbert, who converts there. So making up this now 4-goal margin won't be difficult for them.
No, they came back in a flash against New South Wales the other day, didn't they? You remember that? They were down by 11 and then got some momentum underneath them. They're very much a confident side, aren't they? Once they get confidence, they're very difficult to stop.
I think the newly appointed Australian coach, Nerida Stewart, taught me a term called surge netball. 5 minutes of just relentless pace of the ball. And you're absolutely right. This Western Australia side, when they turn it on, good luck stopping them.
Exactly, and it usually comes from a spark from the defence, usually from Lee Tarua, creates something for them and it lifts the whole team. At the moment, he's been a little bit silenced with the feet of Guy Keane. Have been found some space behind him, but it's very early on in the game. You don't win the game in the first quarter.
They almost feel like they're a team who build from one of those speckies from Lee Tarua or Cools, who's very capable in that circle. So I'm sure soon enough we will see one of those spectacles to set them back into attack.
They're settled now. Cools actually is quite impressive as a defender as well. He goes under the radar a little bit. He does a lot of work to make Lee Tarua come out for the specky ones, but he's right in there all the time hustling his defender. Impressive.
They're both exciting prospects for Australian netball, let alone West Australian. It's been a great tournament for both. So struggling again there to get ball supply into shooters.
Riley Richardson just hassling McPherson there. They need a bit of a triangle play. They need to go to the pocket and then open it back up to the top. At the moment, they're all in the one spot. It's advanced. Umpire having a word.
So Hedricks has copped the eye of a lot of umpires this week. Very physical former South Australian player. As Punchin picks up a loose ball.
It's very casual from WA. It required a lot more respect than that. Looking for the no-look pass. Great work from Guy Keane. So that was a set play from Victoria and they execute it perfectly.
Alum is having an absolute wow. I thought that was going to be our first slam dunk of the tournament.
Yes.
Outside of Lachlan and Paddy.
Victoria coming out really sharp. Wanting the ball. Oh. That's good. It's at 11-4. It's a 7-goal lead all of a sudden by Victoria. WA can't get their heads down. They've got to keep in it. That's a better drive by McPherson on circle edge. Looking for the front cut. Jerome opens up, needs to go to post.
I think that's when West Australia look the most dangerous, when they've got both shooters wanting to go to post. Oh, umpire thought about it.
Great work by Hendricks. He is not going to go for everything, is he? He really wants to be in a contest. It's what you want from a defender. You want to be able to get under the shooter's skin.
He's certainly got that that factor about his defence. He won't back down from any contest. Victoria, stay patient.
Better defence there by West Australia. Just done with the obstruction. See what their structure is here, where they screen it out. Got two talls, the pop forward. Oof.
Don't like the call.
Nearly got something. Had no right to get that ball, really. Got dominating the rebounds, aren't they?
They are. So a chance now to bring this break forward.
Long. Swings it cross court.
Oh, it's just a dropped ball there.
Oh, he gets away with it.
Riley Richardson said, "Are you sure?" The umpire said, "Yes, I am."
Adds a little bit of drama into it, why not? Here we are. This is where they get into trouble. It's a bit pop forward. That's a better option. Very quick shot from the goal shooter.
So Brown converts again. That's their target up front so far. Most goals coming through him.
They need to make it two in a row here, WA, to get themselves back in. But Victoria all over them, making sure they know they're there. Gerard finds post. That's the easiest passage to play for them.
So there's that surge we spotted or spoke about earlier. So they back in touch with the Victorian side.
Only 4 in it now. Doesn't take long for the game to turn. Great pass.
So as soon as they isolate Alum on that baseline, he has all the room in the world. And because of his wingspan, he's easily getting that ball.
Exactly. The defenders can't just double team on Chizzy, can they? They have to actually hedge their bets and cover him as well. It makes it a very difficult task. Ooh, a bit rushed on that one.
So Punchin as well, we haven't commented on him, but this tournament, he's also a former or pre-COVID Australian international player, and he is ruthless in the air.
Yeah, exceptional athlete, I think, from an AFL background. Got some great hops on him.
Great ball by Riley Richardson, just pops into space.
Yeah.
It is that man again, Alum, who is having the game of his life.
The structures down here are very, very smart. Victoria have thought about this game way before time, haven't they? They know exactly what they need to do.
So umpire Stuart Ting officiating at that end, who recently rebadged as an A umpire.
Brilliant.
One of the best in our game, so good to see him out there.
WA getting caught on the body here. Victoria putting on a very physical game and they're getting caught on the body. They need to come off the body and look for ball. You want to get trapped in that niggle. Great pass.
So Chisholm does tend to get the yips on that post, but so far, full of rebounds, and we're back out to that 7-goal lead, Steve.
Very quick turnaround, wasn't it? That run of goals from WA dried up pretty quickly. I think that's going to be the key to this game. They're going to be able to go consistently with Victoria. They can't rely on just runs at them to win this game. They're going to have to go goal for goal at some point. And Victoria being much more steady and consistent at the moment.
So just a bit of body on there from Hedricks. This is where Gilbard to post.
Wasn't looking confident, was he?
Noonan, great scraps on the transition.
Wearing a nice little head cover there as well.
He is, a helmet. Pretty sure he copped friendly fire from Richardson a few games ago. And Victoria go coast to coast. Once again, down court in absolutely no time.
Very clever. Chizzy did a good job there. He took Lee Terrell one way and then popped the other way for the ball to come through. So he's keeping him busy so he can't just sit back and hunt.
So Guy Keane, a bit of a marshal of that front line for Vic.
Yeah, he wants the ball, doesn't he? He's looking for the outlets, wants top of the circle.
Just they're doing such a smart job on pass selection, which one to go in.
Absolutely. There's two people at the edge of the circle ready for the pass. There's two people inside. Whereas WA just have single leads to the ball at the moment. They need multiple options. Find one over the top eventually.
So punching off body.
I thought punching did everything he could then to stop that from happening and get some obstruction.
That was a 360. Do-si-do.
Do-si-do.
And Brown converts. So a bit of a settler for West Australia after Vic go on a run.
They do. 16 already. Double Western Australia's score. The variety of options there too. That was a nice outlet to Chizzy. They're not coming down the court the same way, Victoria. Makes it very difficult as a defender to hedge your bets and figure out what's going on. Cools gets that one.
That's the ball that West Australia will love to hunt, the cross circle. Oof. As Richardson responds.
Needed another pass.
Oh.
Riley's really making sure.
It's a battle between the centres, isn't it? Two of the best in the tournament so far.
Very fit. Great ball. Needs to settle.
Oh, balked in the face, a punch in there.
Sometimes it's tough as a shooter down there. You just got to be that shock absorber. The goalkeeper's going to keep hitting you, and you've just got to suck it up, haven't you? And that's the first quarter. Victoria 16, WA 9. I think WA would be very concerned about Victoria getting 16 goals on them in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think they'll be talking a lot about slowing Victoria down through the mids, and all that to come in the second quarter.
All right, well, we might take a break, and here's a word from our sponsors. Thank you.
Thanking our weekly sponsor, Harrison's Kitchens. Looking for a new kitchen, a fresco kitchen, or a custom joinery item? Harrison's Kitchens and Cabinets are celebrating 20 years this year. 20 years of supplying and installing true custom joinery with you in mind. Kitchens and joinery. All budgets, many material options with many special rates for the South Australian netball community. Look them up on Facebook, Instagram, or search up www.harrisonkitchens.com.au.
Welcome back. It's quarter time break here between Victoria and WA in the prelim semi-final. Victoria got the jump out, held the lead, weathered a little bit of the storm from WA. What would you be saying to WA, Heath, in this break?
Yeah, look, I tend to look at the opposition and who's causing the most damage and focus on that part of the court. For me, Cam Allen opened this game exceptionally well. I think they're struggling to contain him, particularly when the shooters separate. So I think the West Australia coaches will be talking about, bunching the Vic shooters together, trying to get in that hot spot so they can have a crack at the ball in the middle.
Yeah, and I would say too, if I was on the WA side, I'd like to see them get off the body a little bit. Victoria really riding the body to put them under pressure. I think they need to keep their cool, come off the body and keep working hard for each other. Victoria, clinical as usual. 16 goals is a big score in the first quarter. Let's see how it pans out next. It's WA to start off with. The first centre pass. Any changes?
Just looking through court. No, doesn't appear to be.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be. Great. Jerome is stuck on one leg, really had nowhere else to go, but it did open up for him.
So that'll give him confidence. Back on the board. I'll be looking for an early turnover.
16 plays 9. WA doing a bit of a box, half one-on-one. I think they really need to commit to one or the other.
The only exception to that rule is Tarua, who I'm told by every shooter he's played against can cover ground quicker than anyone that played on.
Troy doing a nice job then of drawing him into the front ball contest and throwing over the back of him. It's very, very smart play. WA's all caught on one side of the court. They need someone to swing it across. It's a dangerous pass, but they work it off. Punchin and Brown at the post are going at it.
An offensive contact, Richardson.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They've got to get off the body. Victoria playing that body way too smart for WA. They're not going to win that battle.
So WA in exactly what you said, half structure, half one-on-one.
Yeah. They need to be a bit more definite on what their structure is. Victoria speed makes it through. They swing it and you watch or go over the top. Yeah.
There's Allen in that back space again. He loves spending time over that side so he can power onto the ball, working extremely well for them at the moment. So that lead jumps back out to 8.
Yeah, they're working as a good unit down there, aren't they? It's probably the difference. Whereas WA seem to be a little bit more individual work rather than a unit work.
Beautiful work, McPherson. They just did not come off the contest.
Nice touch there. This is their turnover. They don't get too many of these from Victoria. They have to make them count now. Otherwise, you're going to be staring down an 8-goal deficit going into half-time. You don't want that. They need to make up the lead now. Jerome comes out and relieves the pressure, but there's not a lot of options on. Victoria really pushing them into the middle of the court. Doesn't give them a lot of width.
So that penalty releases some of that pressure.
They're hesitant on the pass. I thought it was available, wasn't it?
Ball is on.
Yeah.
And I think they've just got to let that ball go. Oh, a bit of a shoelace being done by Matty Brown. So
with a tennis match, backwards and forwards we go. Can they settle?
Great work by Brown. He'll just go to post here. Beautiful work. I think that's an important statement to his feet, is saying, get me the ball.
18 plays 11. They need this to get 2 in a row. Misunderstanding. That's what happens when you're behind and you're trying a little bit too hard.
You're just trying to find an easy passage to post. So
McPherson comes up with again.
Here's that transition again, coast to coast in
pretty much unmarked. Tarua. He's somehow got a hold of that. Unbelievable.
The positive about the start to this quarter is they've got about 3 or 4 balls now in that back half, so they're showing they can turn the ball over.
Yeah, they definitely can. I think in that first quarter their heads were spinning as a defender. They were just spinning around. They didn't have the opportunity to make get any turnovers, but they're starting to work out what needs to happen. Jerome finishes.
So back to 6, but with a Vic centre pass.
I think it'd be wise for WA to make the Cameron Allen do a lot of work out at goal attack. They're not. They're relieving the pressure. They let him come out and then drop back in the circle. They should make him do a lot more work out the front to tire him out a bit.
There's Guy King. Great work.
Amazing. Great first ball contest.
Guy Keane says, let the oldest man in that front half do his work. Shows the Spring Chickens how it's done.
Nothing like a wing attack, getting an intercept.
So a missed opportunity for Western Australia. And Hedricks, beautiful off the line again.
Again, there's only a single lead coming through from WA, and Victoria make them punished. Great swing ball, opens up.
I tell you what, David Chisholm's rebounds this week must be up there.
Yeah.
He has done a sensational job at protecting the hot spot.
Very
Victoria
good timing.
Playing a bit of dodgeball there.
That's a bit of scrappy play for them, really.
Yeah, carried over there, Noonan. A bit too early.
Even when Victoria does make the rare mistake, they don't look too flustered by it. They get straight back into it and ready in defence.
I think that's definitely what you've got to do in this game. There's too much on the line to fret a turnover.
Great box here by Victoria. This is what they're doing. Everyone knows what their job is. Really hard work for WA to work their way through that. They have to go back.
So who's going to take that drive to get on circle? Release the pressure there, a penalty on Punchin.
Yeah, the outlet. That's the right option. Looks to steady.
So Brown gets the conversion and they push it or pull it back to 7
Back to
goals
7.
now.
Much more settled start from WA in this one. Again, Victoria menacing in defence. They've just got to weather the storm. Every ball is contested, and tell you what, that's tiring over 4 quarters, isn't it?
I'm hoping this vicious contest continues for another 2.5. So Richardson undoes some good defensive work there, just offside.
Offside, the foot over the line.
Great pass by Gilbard, finds Brown, who converts. So pushed it back to 6.
So this is key for WA now. They've got a few in a row. They can't let Victoria respond with multiple goals. They need to go goal for goal here or create another turnover. Look for Lee Tarua. He's dancing around the background. He's on his toes, looking for an opportunity. Oh. Great recovery by Riley Richardson there. Didn't have a lot of room left.
So Allen reworks. Gone a bit quiet in the last 5 minutes, but converts that one.
You see the WA defenders not sure what to do, whether they drove forward with him to do the one-on-one or they go back to protect Chisholm under the post. So they're caught in no man's land.
So that offline structure, Victoria just know how to hunt that cross-channel ball.
Yes. Again, it creates risky options. It comes off for WA, but they're going to need somebody up the middle of that structure to take the pressure off.
So Punchin,
looking, he's not going to be caught still, is he? He's looking for an opportunity. You've got to do that as a goalkeeper.
great work by Richardson. Pulled up for the contact.
Yeah, delays.
Oh, it's open.
Yeah.
There he is. Oh, Hedricks pushes his own player out of the way.
Well, that's a story of it. Victoria are hungry for it, aren't they?
They are hungry in that back. And that's the important part. When you get given opportunities like that, you've got to take them.
Victoria, I'd have to say, too, was looking rather fit as well, especially the mid-court. They're probably looking as one of the most fittest sides across this tournament. That might come into play into their favour. Oh, Chisholm, a long way out for him. Nails it.
That's the confidence they've got. There's a change in this West Australian front end as Brown goes to the bench. So Victoria back in attack. Guy Keane, ball supply, straight into Dave Chisholm.
So Clark comes on at goal shooter, replaced Brown. They did this in the game against Queensland, gave him a bit more mobility at the back end.
So the conversion from Chisholm off yet another rebound. So making the most of his second opportunities there, West Australia, with the new frontline combination.
It's better swing ball. They're getting a few more triangles here. I think they've got a...
Beautiful work from Hedricks around the body.
It's not allowing them the front position at all.
So it's just a bunch in there, isn't it? If you threw a blanket over that side of the circle, everyone would...
A tea towel, I would say.
A
more
tea towel,
than a blanket.
Maybe a single doona, not a king size.
Not a king size, that's for sure. Just requires a little bit more mobility there, I think. I think we need somebody to sweep the top and run the base. At the moment, they're trying to set up the screens, and it just requires a little bit more flexibility in that front-end approach.
So the good thing for West Australia is this lead hasn't nudged beyond 8, but...
First and Rory Richardson. It's a great battle.
So Guy Keane very high in the court.
Takes 3 passes, taking control. Telling his team to settle or wipe the floor, one of those things, whatever it was one of them.
Probably part A and part B, all correct. It's a beautiful cross-court drive. Chisholm dishes that back, a no-look pass, which I'm going to say is a Hail Mary, but Chizzy, I'll give you the stat for that one. Beautiful goal assist to Allen.
Yep, takes out the WA wing attack. Nice front cut. Needs to keep drawing him. Oh, that was lucky. That wasn't the right pass selection. Quite a little bit more touch on it.
So the moving circle, already you can see nice easy access into Clark.
A nice technical shot, Clark. It's a nice high release, a beautiful shooter. Everyone's having a chat about where they should be.
So they both want to turn out of play.
Great shot.
Shot from Clark.
24 plays, 16. It's going goal for goal again now. So WA need to find some turnover to bring themselves back in the game. Again, caught up on the niggle of the body. They need to come off the body and hunt for the ball.
Oh, beautiful work. Richardson's hands. Quick and direct into Allen. So that combination's forming again.
And uncontested, really, wasn't it? They had no one in front of that pass.
I just have to say what an incredible setup it is to have Allen, who played most of the week at shooter. Now we're in finals.
It's a bit of a masterstroke, isn't it?
So Clark loves range.
Oh, bad luck. Everyone sat and watched that one. No one actually followed that in for the rebound.
I think it was a tactical timeout in the air by the Victorian defenders, letting that one dribble across.
2 minutes 30 to go for half-time. Victoria out by 9. They have the ball. They're looking confident. They can push this out to double digits before half-time. They've been setting themselves up for a good win.
A beautiful cut and drive to top of circle. Guy Keane.
Chizzy is not being pushed around at all. That's his strength under there. He is not going to be pushed off that mark. All the West Australia defenders are bouncing, ricocheting off him.
Yeah, Cools responds with an intercept. Critical. Victoria on the run.
Again, every ball contested. They can't get a quick transition out of there because Victoria making sure that doesn't happen. They look long.
Great pass from McPherson. Finds Clark under the post. So great response from Western Australia with the centre to come.
It's very calm, Clark, isn't he? He's doesn't seem to be worried by the niggle. He goes about his business. I'd like to see him put a bit more drive
Riley
in there.
Richardson.
So that's how it happens when you're a veteran. You can't quite get down
Gets
to
in the youngsters' way. Guy Keane certainly showing the rest of us near 40-year-olds. I'm not going to say he's past the big 4-0, but what a sensational player still.
Oh, one of the best by a mile. WA looking to settle now. They need to get a couple of goals here.
So Gilbard needs to sight the post.
Yep. He's not even looking at it, is he?
Yeah.
Sight the post, take the defender off your body and look for your next option. But again, it's easy for us up here, right? We don't have to do it.
I don't want to man up on anyone on this court.
No, I'm not going to deal with anything down there, unfortunately.
So Clark has made an impact. Certainly confidence to the post, the young West Australia shooter.
26 plays 18, so it's 8 in it again. They haven't gone out of it any further. Great long play by Victoria. The delivery of the pass is really great to Chisholm, isn't it?
And the ball speed.
Not giving Lee really much of a chance to have a hunt at it because it's placed so well.
Great. Richardson in absolutely everything at the moment, willing his team to a turnover.
You can't. He's showing them that every second of the game counts. You have to be a part of every second of the game because it all counts towards the end.
So great defence by the Victorians. Gilbard goes to post.
Great shot. Makes it work.
Goal counts.
Goal counts. I think it does. 27 to Victoria, 19 to Western Australia. What are your thoughts about that quarter?
Look, I think looking at a 19-goal half for West Australia, the coach will be not happy with that front line. She made changes. I thought they worked. But the challenge for the West Australia side will be how they can put scoreboard pressure on the Victorians, because turnover ball will come. The conversion, I think, is the key in this second half.
Yeah, just that laboured approach to their attacking circle is causing them problems, but wouldn't count them out. We might take a short break and have a word from our sponsor. We'll be back shortly.
In sport, there are the elite, the ones who give their all for a place at the top. They are the ones who rise to the occasion.
The 2019 Men's Open Australian Championships.
This is exactly what we wanted, putting men's netball on the map.
There's so many people that have come before us, there are so many people that are going to come after us, but we're part of that foundation. You know, we're building it to be whatever it becomes.
You have to put your heart on the line, and you have to be a team person first.
That was not good enough to me, and you shouldn't accept it as good enough for you. Get on one-on-one.
Yeah, imagine a female then being told, well, sorry, you can't play AFL or you can't play cricket past this age. You'd certainly hear about it.
We've continued to work so that no other 12-year-old boy has to hear that ever again.
Welcome back. It's half-time here at, I was going to say Stadium Priceland, but that's not right. It's Netball South Australia Stadium. What are you looking forward in the second half here, Heath?
Yeah, look, I think it's a great contest so far. I think the margin doesn't necessarily show the intensity and closeness or close match that is in play. I think the Victorians, when they let the ball go, they're hard to stop. So I think a lot of their coaching focus at halftime would have been on getting back to that fast game. Western Australia, I thought the final changes that they did brought some more scoreboard pressure and something different for Victoria to look at. So let's see how they start this quarter in shooter and goal attack.
Yeah, they need to get out to a good start. They're looking a little bit tired there, but found a bit of an engine in the back end. WA. It's important they stay with Victoria here, otherwise they will come over the top of them very quickly. Who's going to pass?
It's Victoria. Riley has a bit of a laugh. Says, "I'll take that, thank you."
Thank you. No changes from what I can see either.
So they're finding Chisholm fairly regularly on that little trot outside the circle.
Again, dominating the rebounds.
So I'm pretty sure he's chalked up over a dozen rebounds already, Chisholm. So
yep.
The accuracy won't be worrying Christina Puopolo.
As long as you get the goal, his timing on it's superb and he won't get pushed around. Great move by Clark, opens it up. Nahas release, bounces off the back. Jerome gets a rebound, makes it 20.
So still that 8-goal margin. It's hovered around here for most of the second quarter.
Looking at the benches at the moment, both benches are...
Beautiful ball.
Oh.
That passed half the court. Deserved to be finished, but Allen couldn't get there, and he sends the...
Tries to make up for it, but doesn't.
This is when West Australia gets started, when Tarua gets going.
He does. He's got up with it. Riley Richardson throwing everything at it.
This is the critical one. I think it's this eight-goal deficit when they've struggled to convert.
See their structures. They're going wide. They need someone up the middle here. Who's it going to be? It's Clark, but he stops. They find him anyway in the middle of that mess. Goes back to set a screen.
So an in-circle contact relieves the pressure temporarily.
He's going to go over the top. Jerome is going to go to the post. Great shot.
A bit of a timeout.
Or a towel somewhere, or a
oh no,
change.
I thought it was an injury. Oh, it is an injury.
No.
Cheers. Look, this is a big injury if that's the case, if it's not a rest. He's not looking happy at all. The physio going to check him out. Oh, it could just be a bit of a 1 minute break to get his breath back.
Yeah, this could be the opening WA need. See if they make good of it down this end. Clark keeps popping up the middles. What they need, somebody up that guts to relieve the pressure and open up the sides of the court.
So a high circle contact. Clark, who has had an immediate impact on this game over the last half quarter.
Well, it doesn't want to go to post. Jerome's there. Not really finding Jerome with the ease like they normally do they?
Yeah, ball was there to give. He wanted someone coming forward. They were perhaps a little bit static, but that's where the Victorian hunting defence puts doubt into any feeder's mind.
Yeah, trap for an option. There was probably something that could have opened up, but it's always easy retrospectively to have a look at that, isn't it? Opportunity to go and wanting for WA. Chases it down.
It's a great chase down.
Different circle now. Let's see how quickly Victoria adjusts to this new circle, whether they make it work straight away or it might take a few more passes.
So Cowling it is, who is a good mid-range shooter.
Another beautiful technique on his shot as well.
So Allen back at shooter, continues his merry way. Oh, great work by Riley Richardson, who just came over the top of everyone.
Victoria finding a lot of those loose balls, aren't they? Every time there's a touch or a tip in the circle, they seem to be two Victoria people who chase it down. See what WA can do. Again.
Great pressure, Riley Richardson again. This is the Victorian centre willing his team to build this margin.
Yeah, he's in everything, isn't he? He's defensive. He's at the top of the circle. And it's a offensive contact. As a goalkeeper, that does warm my heart when that does happen to the shooter sometimes.
You don't mind an offensive contact or two?
But sometimes, you know, it's good to see everyone gets to share the contacts. Great take by Victoria.
And on the run again.
3 passes and they're down the centre third. That needs to stop. WA need to put up a higher, more defence to stop it.
Great work there by Cools to halt the work to post by Victoria, but this lead is out to 9. Oh, great ball, Richardson into Allen. Them two are definitely in sync today.
Yeah,
finding each other.
30 plays 21, so still only 9 in it. WA yet to try and into that margin. Victoria have gone on scoring goals like Chisholm's not there anyway, so that's pretty impressive.
Oh, great ball, Guy Keane. Oh, and Chisholm, sorry. Allen. Does a drunken shot, I'm going to call that.
It's pretty impressive, Guy Keane, isn't he? His long-range vision into the circle, sighted that and gave him the perfect pass. Not much you can do about that as a defender. Again, every pass is contested by Victoria. It's no easy option.
So Clark with a long ranger. Hederick's in the middle hedging. Beautiful work by Gilbard to give them a second shot at it.
Makes it count. Still within 10. Still looking a little bit more difficult for WA, isn't it? There's no really easy passages for them. They have to make something work. Great swing.
There you go. There's an opportunity. A bit of a mistake. Shooter to shooter. They're straight into this zone.
Yep, straight into defence. Clogging it up across this transverse line immediately. Great outlet pass. High risk, but comes off. They swing it back to the opposite side.
Riley Richardson takes his mouth guard out.
Especially after chat to the umpire about where it should be.
Bit of chewed going on there.
Again, it's that niggle. You don't want to fall for it. You just got to let it go, brush it off and keep going.
Oh, great work by Punchin.
Still that hesitancy. I'd like to see WA a bit more direct and a bit more decisive on their passes and their leads.
There's the well-known Gilbard off the post.
The Gilbard off the post and Gilbard off shuffles, another one that he does quite well.
We've got a towel timeout.
Another towel.
Sponsored by whoever on the bench has one.
It'll be interesting to see whether WA can come back from this. I think they can. Do they believe in themselves? I think often finals is about belief. And it doesn't matter where you are, what the score is, that you can come back and win. Let's see what WA do, how much they believe in themselves, because they've definitely got the calibre of player to do it.
Well, front of mind for the West Australians will be the game versus New South Wales Opens, where they pulled in 13 goals in a little over 12 minutes. So we know.
Great work. That's what they need. That was more definite from Clark there. It wasn't a half drive or a screen. He made the lead and committed to it the whole way, and it opened up the circle.
So now West Australia in a zone of their own. A box formation.
Turua's looking hunting at there. Victoria's done a good job of keeping him out of the game.
So Alum quick hands in, and yeah, there's the ball.
Yeah.
Great balk by Keane to get Lee Taror up and finds Alum.
Yep, that balk of pass drew him in and then opened it up behind him. Victoria gives more hands to the ball.
There's a little niggle in a few contests at the moment.
Just got to get on with it. McPherson's getting a bit flustered by it, and that's the trap.
That is the trap. It's getting on with it and getting the ball moving, which is what he's done
Great
there.
shot.
And Clark.
Such a calm presence about him, isn't there?
Nothing better than a shooter who commands the ball and goes to post, and that's what Clark's done since coming on. West Australia causing Vic to be a little static.
West Australia playing a split circle defence, and Lee is the one that creates a turnover. Incredible.
Oh.
Again, a little bit casual of an outlet pass there. Oh, do they want this? No, they're out.
Oh, Alum decides he wants to make it hard for himself and does the layup of the tournament off an intercept.
The crowd goes wild. That was impressive.
That is the highlight of the tournament
I'm not sure how
for me.
they ended up with Victoria layup with all that work WA did down this end.
You could see his mind ticking over. It's like, I don't know what to do now.
Brilliant work. Bit of razzle-dazzle doesn't help, does it?
So West Australia looking to respond.
That's
Beautiful
a great
hold.
ball. Great ball. Drain's been doing a lot of work down there. He's usually not in that role at goal attack generally. He usually tries to sit back in the shooter role. He's looking a bit tired, but doing a lot of work.
I think there's a lot of tired players out there now. You can see the free flow that was happening in the first quarter.
Again, the shooter opens it up at the back end. That gives Victoria an easy passage. They swing it.
Yeah, just unfortunately used over the shoulder. That was almost an AFL specky by Lee Taror, but Alum again.
Alum again's impressive. He does a really good job at finding the defender, finding the defender and holding them off. Doesn't allow them to come front position.
Yeah, a little bit of a body pickup. So umpire will be keen to clean this up.
Again, it's a contact outside. WA will settle. See what they can do with this. There should be a set structure on this. It's inside the circle, actually. It's a 2-on-1. It should be over the top to Jerome.
So King's headerics for an armbar.
Yeah.
And Clark should convert. Been very reliable.
Brings out to 27 to 35. So it's 8 in it again, that magic 8 number. If WA can actually crack that 8 and get inside of it, I think it'll be a different game. Great outlet.
Great ball from Richardson. Great ball. Alum has this ball on a string, and it's usually delivered by Richardson.
Impressive. Can do no wrong down there, can he?
I think the most impressive part of Alum's game is his quick hands, aerial, quick on the floor, and can hold as a strong body. So he's probably a quadruple threat.
Yeah, he's not a single, holding shooter, is he? He's got a lot of variety in his game, and Victoria really exploiting that, keeping the WA defenders guessing. Great outlet ball. That should not be allowed to happen.
Cowling goes to post, and the crowd respond. They knew how important that 10-goal buffer.
Yep. Victoria, all class, aren't they? Great take.
So interestingly so far, Lee Tarua, who has dominated most opposition, not yet really in the game taking effect as much as he would like.
Yeah, and that's down to the smarts of the Victorian attack end and their pass selection. They really kept him out of the game by...
So an interesting move with Malmo coming on the court against Clark. Has immediate effect. Forces a missed shot from Clark.
Victoria got that long outlet pass into the centre court that gets their attack set up. WA need to try and slow that down.
That Allen's hands are on fire today.
Yeah.
Take about Mr. Allen. I think he's got a nickname called Bambi.
Yes,
and I'm not sure why, because he's... Oh! That would have brought the house down, Steve.
I would have fell off my chair if that had come off. It was well done.
One too many.
One too many.
Oh, beautiful backcourt pressure. The back of the zone picking that intercept up.
That outlet pass was a trap. Victoria set it up and WA played straight into it. Take it out to 40 to 27. Victoria looking unshakable here at the moment.
I think West Australia getting back to that. Guy Keane, that has brought the house down.
Yes.
Beautiful work.
This is where that experience of Victoria is really showing to play today.
And when you give Victoria a sniff like this and they get momentum, they are the hardest team in this tournament to stop.
Absolutely.
Probably bar a light blue colour called New South Wales.
Yes, true. But it's just the smartness of Victoria. They're not even getting taken away by the momentum. They know they've got the momentum, but they're still playing very structured and smart netball. They're not spraying anything over the lines. It's really classy side.
Agreed. Tarua did pull that one in, and I think if he can start to do what impact he knows he can have on a game,
he can spark it for them. Absolutely.
We've seen them come back from a margin around this mark with less time. They need to convert this last one of the third.
Great ball.
Yeah.
Jerome slots it. It's only 5 seconds to go. Whose centre pass is it? Everyone's pretending like they don't know.
you, me.
Three-quarter time. 41 plays 28 to Victoria in the lead. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, look, it was buffering around that 8-goal mark, and then when Victoria pushed it out, and there were some crucial moments, I thought, where it could have gone either way, and a couple of intercepts from Victoria, one through zone, one through Guy Keane, and this lead is now out to 13 goals. Difficult to reel in, Steve?
Difficult, very difficult with the Victoria with the tails in the air like that. I think WA had their chances with 8 in it, and Victoria responded pretty aggressively. So interesting fourth quarter. This is the last game potentially for one of these teams, so you want to put it all out there. Let's see what happens next. We'll take a break and hear from our sponsors.
In sport, there are the elite.
Thanking our weekly sponsor, Harrison's Kitchens. Looking for a new kitchen, a fresco kitchen, or a custom joinery item? Harrison's Kitchens and Cabinets are celebrating 20 years this year. 20 years of supplying and installing true custom joinery with you in mind. Kitchens and joinery. All budgets, many material options with many special rates for the South Australian netball community. Look them up on Facebook, Instagram, or search up www.harrisonkitchens.com.au.
Welcome back. Third quarter over and done with. About to go into the fourth. Victoria 41, West Australia 28. The margin doesn't reflect the intensity of the game. Both teams coming out today. Heath, what would you say if you're a Victorian coach at the moment, besides having a smile on your face.
I think we noticed there's been 2 quarters when the West Australia side has gone up to the umpire. So I think as a Victorian defensive coach, I'd be saying the niggle's working.
Yep.
Really tag the hell out of them and run this last quarter out.
Let's see what heart and fight the Western Australians have. Any margin can be made up with a committed team. They've played so well this tournament, so let's see what they've got left in the tank.
So, and it's going to be all about fast scoring as well. Like, it's 15 minutes is a long period of time, but
Victoria ain't going to give them anything either, so they're going to have to fight for every pass. It'd be crazy to think Victoria's going to give them any easy passes here.
Great job by Clark. He's done a sensational job for his team since coming on.
Really settled the attack end.
There is the ever-elusive Alum. I'm not sure he can be stopped today. That'll be the big challenge for West Australia.
If I was WA, I'd be sitting back on a split circle on Alum and making the goal attack do all the work and all the shots. I'm sure he's capable of it, but let's see him put up some bulk of the goals. Let's starve Alum of some ball. Again, Hendricks hands the ball. He's been impressive as well.
Just Guy Keane now finding his combo with Alum, and great work by Lee Tarua. Here is the offensive
frustrated pass.
It had a bit of sting in it.
Find it down. They've got to go straight into Gerard. I think he's Gilbart's open.
Beautiful ball. So there is a lot of contact outside. Great work by McPherson to follow through onto that ball.
Jerome takes the contact. It's Clark will take the shot again. WA's got to get on with this pretty quickly. They can't wait around and listen to the umpire. They've got to get on to score some goals.
So Clark has delivered, I thought, since coming on. He's certainly done his job.
Up to 30, plays 42, 70-12 in it. Victoria's still looking much in control. Let's see what Lee can come up with.
Beautiful work by Cools. He's been waiting for that all game. We know that's what this West Australia side can do. More of that, please.
Leeds are helping down with the attack. McPherson pops forward.
Some lazy hands there.
Yeah.
Victoria yet again in that fast transition.
Sometimes I think WA are waiting for somebody else to take the pass or somebody else to take the lead rather than all being ready for it.
It's kind of the difference at both ends is the fluidity of movement. So the ball speed Victoria uses as Guy Keane recovers from a Falcon.
Yeah.
Is just, it's more static up the other end where it's land, prop, stop, look at options.
Correct. Victoria put on a bit of a masterclass around that circle edge on how to create a triangle and open it up to their shooters. Haven't done too much wrong.
Beautiful ball in from McPherson. Gilbard to post.
Makes good of it. 43 plays 31. Let's see what happens now. WA needs someone to spark them in the defence.
So you can see they're setting up for some intercept ball, which is good. They need to be offensive, but Alum too hard to stop yet again.
Yeah, Alum did a good job shielding Lee Tura out there. Tura needs to come off the body like he does before and need to split the unit work of the Victorian shooters so they can't work together.
So Gilbard misses the shot under the post. Hedricks missed the rebound.
Sometimes that's the hardest one to do as a shooter. They've still got the ball though.
Yeah, great hold by Gilbard. Connected, McPherson finds him again.
He's looking tired. It's a tired shot. Makes it work. 44 plays 32.
So need a turnover here if they're to start eating into this lead. But Victoria steady as ever.
Clever pop forward. takes Lee Tour out of the equation, doesn't it, when he does that? There's no height in it.
And I think it's the culmination of the pressure he's put on all game. So if you're defending against him, you're thinking, I don't want to be exposed in backspace. He might pop forward. He might go out for a gallop. So
yeah, correct, the variety.
Exceptional work in many parts of the game.
Allen? This must be his first Open men's tournament, is it?
Pretty sure it is.
Outstanding.
A former Aussie under 23. And this young man, Clark, can hold his head up high. He has done sensationally since coming on.
Yeah, he's added a bit of finesse and movement to that front line for Western Australia.
So good pressure from the West Australian box.
So Teruel's trying to get around.
This could be the spark they need. Jason Hurd.
Great outlet pass. They need somebody in the circle to be an offer. Bad luck. Just not their day.
Yep.
Sometimes you just can't get it right at the right moments.
It's just the crucial one when they've been at 6 goals to get to 4, 8 goals to get back in. They just haven't been able to get the luck of that pass going. Look for a wind up here from Lee to Roy. He loves a long shoulder pass.
Victoria pushing them all into the middle. Need a bit of width or depth in this play. Clark comes forward, relieves the pressure.
Beautiful ball.
Again.
But misplaced.
Again, yes, the right option. It's just that placement of pass. That was 2 in a row where Western Australia had the opportunity to score. Victoria aren't going to give them too much more opportunity.
Great shot by Cowling.
Wow. Impressive.
They've just been able to respond when they've needed to, Victoria, and edge this lead. Every kind of third of a quarter, they've gone up by a couple of goals each time.
And it's been a full court effort, right? So it's been Allen, it's been Cowling, it's been Keane, it's been Hendricks. Every one of them has got a tip or intercept or stood up when there's needed to be. It hasn't relied on one person at all.
So you'd have to say with 7.5, almost 7.5 to go, there's only a couple more roll of the dices. Not sure I've seen a team at this level pull in a 13-goal lead, but this West Australia side full of scoring power.
Yeah, it's definitely possible, but probably going to need a bit more intensity or energy on the court to do it. They all look a little bit like it's past them.
You can certainly see it on court, a few dropped heads. Great work by Cools. He also has had a sensational tournament.
Absolutely. Plays a nice supporting role for Lee Tour at the back there. Sets a lot of good opportunities up for him. But also capable of getting a lot of hands to ball as well. He's very, very unassuming defender.
Not sure what that was called. Oh, Riley Richardson gives a little bit of lip to the umpire. I know his parents
I think he said,
are here today.
Is this where I take it?
They'll be like, button it up, Riley.
Great.
Yeah, great work by Malmo coming around in front. Stopped the Clark drive.
It's the right option. It just was that pass. Again, they're both caught quite high. The Victorian defence are pushing them up, aren't they?
It's just against a Victorian defence, you've got to separate them. So there's 2 clear options. And that's what they've done this time.
Great
Beautiful shot by Clark.
I'd like to see Jerome just command that post and let Clark take the front roll.
Or as we put it simply as coaches, pitch a tent.
Pitch a tent, yes.
Let your small work the ball.
Guy King comes up with another intercept.
Look at that transition. Victoria have done that throughout the game, and it is pretty netball to watch and certainly causing damage.
Pace and error-free most of the game, really, isn't it? Classic Victorian netball.
You can still hear Coach Puopolo screaming at her charges. Diamond.
Oh, West Australia come up with it. See what they can do.
Oh. Great work by Malmo. once they've got their head up, this team, the Victorian side, the ball is flying through court.
Yeah, it's impressive. And even what that's the other difference too. Victoria get a nudge or a hit and they just get on with it and they make the next pass. WA will get a nudge or a hit and they spray the ball. So it's very clever tactic from Victoria to get under the skin of the Western Australians.
And it's very much a part of this open men's division. The, you know, boys coming up through 23 and under, just that physicality is a next level concept for young athletes to get used to.
Again, WA all caught high on the court. There's no one to swing the ball across court for them, but they make good, bring that to 35. So 13 in it. I think it's definitely a Victorian win today. They fully deserved it.
And you've just got to take your hat off to this Victorian side. It's been quite heavily publicised within our ranks that they've had injuries to manage and certainly have come up with plan B, C and D, which today has been successful.
Absolutely. Still one more game to go for them, but they've played very, very smart netball. I thought Riley Richardson was a standout for me today. He did a lot of work in the attack end, and him and Guy worked really well together. Great niggle in defence. An element shooter was outstanding.
It's the Alum show for me. And quite a fitting little goal there. He has had an exceptional game.
And in finals as well, it's very, very rare to see somebody, you know, first time in the open men's division in a finals really dominate like that. That's exceptional. Very rare and hard to do.
Great ball into space by McPherson, and Jerome Gilbard gets the goal.
Still ticking it over.
I think that'll be the most frustrating part, Steve. They've been in that 8 to 12 goal difference probably since the first quarter and just haven't been able to make it up.
It's that start by Victoria, wasn't it? They got out to a cracking start and it just held WA at arm's length for the whole game. Very difficult to come back from that. They played clinical, almost error-free netball.
She's barking orders at her bench. She certainly will want some fresh legs out there so there's no damaged bodies to finish this game.
Rolling the players onto the court.
So King gets his first appearance at keeper for the match. Hedrick's back out to goal defence. Oh, Burton just come back on the court.
Gets introduced to the forwards. Victoria still showing intent even though they've got this game sewed up. 2 minutes 40 to go.
I'm sure Coach Puopolo will want them to run the game out, but perhaps avoid some of those tight contests where some ankles and knees can get wrapped up in contests.
You don't want to go into tomorrow with any injuries that are avoidable.
So it's just 2 minutes to go. Victoria will march into their first final in quite a few years, I think, from memory. I think the last one was Queensland, New South.
2017, they lost to New South Wales, and 2016, they beat Queensland. It was their last victory. So going to the final, if they win this year, it'll be their first title since 2016. Sounds like a long time ago, but we did have 2 years with no netball.
Yeah, correct. So they've been thereabouts.
Minute 44 to go. Again, Guy Keane.
Great pop by Alum. So the combination has not faltered for Victoria. They continue to find Alum under post, West Australia.
Not particularly a high-scoring game with what you normally would see in open men's division here, but doesn't really not needed to be, really, is it? They've just been clinical and smart.
This is roughly where the scoreboards have been this tournament, actually. I think we've probably got one of our strongest defensive tournaments in a while. And there we go again from Clark. He has not put a foot wrong for his side.
Lining out with a minute 30 to go. Alum makes good. Bit of an orthodox shot there on him too, doesn't he? He sort of leans back and
it's
throws
a trigger
it
shot.
Yes. Oh,
great reel in from Gilbert, a late circle pass from McPherson. So West Australia hang in there, that 13-goal margin.
Guy Keane again pulls it in. Even when Victoria do a sloppy pass, they make something good of it.
I think you hit the nail on the head earlier. Cools gets an intercept. When it's not your day, it's not your day. And I feel like when it is your day, it is your day. And Victoria have had one of those games where everything's stuck.
I think to win nationals, it always takes, you've got to have a calibre side and you've got to have a side that can score a lot of goals. But sometimes it takes about that 10% of luck to things to go your way at the right time. And for that to happen, it just definitely didn't happen for WA today.
So West Australia with potentially the last play down the court for them this tournament. Great ball in to Gilbert, who converts, so they'll be happy with that passage down the court, but it certainly will be a sad day for West Australian netball. They promised so much this tournament.
I think they just ran out of legs too. It's been a long day, a long tournament.
There is a sky ball.
3, that's the end. Victoria secure their place in the 2022 grand final against New South Wales with a 54-42 victory over the up-and-coming Western Australia side. Heath, what are your takeaways from the game?
Look, big statement from the Victorians. There would have been a lot of people questioning whether or not they could deliver that result against a West Australia side who arguably finished the rounds as, top 1-2 form sides, even though they finished in third spot. But big statement by Victoria. We know they've got big game players, and boy, did they show it today.
Yeah, all class from Victoria. They came out and proved themselves from the opening whistle, got the lead, and WA couldn't get it back. Can't wait for tomorrow's final against New South Wales. Victoria, how do you think you're going to go?
Look, I'm hoping that it's a repeat of the 20-something goal victory today, so I don't have to stress, but I really think for those viewers out there that are going to tune in, you are going to be treated to one of the best netball matches going around, as we've seen this whole final series. So tune in tomorrow and watch some great netball all day long tomorrow, or our grand final, Steve.
All day long tomorrow. Open men's is at 3:30, I believe, tomorrow at some time. Stay tuned to the live broadcast, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.
In sport, there are the elite, the ones who give their all for a place at the top. They are the ones who rise to the occasion.
The 2019 Men's Open Australian Championships.
This is exactly what we wanted, putting men's netball on the map.
There's so many people that have come before us. There are so many people that are going to come after us, but we're part of that foundation. We're building it to be whatever it becomes.
You have to put your heart on the line, and you have to be a team person first.
That was not good enough to me, and you shouldn't accept it as good enough for you. Get on one-on-one.
Yeah, imagine a female then being told, well, sorry, you can't play AFL or you can't play cricket past this age. You'd certainly hear about it.
We continue to work so that no other 12-year-old boy has to hear that ever again.